Hey everybody, welcome again to a Low on Health year-end review. We of course do these every single year, in which case we go over what we watched this year. I am Jimmy. I'm going to intro this up. That's Rose.
This is Kai.
This is Kai, our Papillon. We're just not going to crate her. We're just going to let her move around on all these videos, so you'll see her periodically until she gets bored or knocks something over. This particular video, we of course are going to go over the movies we watched this year, and this year being 2020. We're a little bit late on doing this, but because we've been busy.
And because 2020 was approximately a decade long.
In which case, because of that, we ended up watching a lot of movies.
Yeah, we did.
So many movies, in fact, we ended up watching 80 movies, which is, I want to say, close to being a record for us. The puppy. She's not going to stay still. Anyway, we watched roughly 80 movies this year, which is a lot. It's a record for us. We had a lot of extra time because of COVID this year to watch stuff. That and a lot of movies were kind of rushed out to streaming services before going to movie theaters.
Or even just going straight to streaming services in some cases.
Like last year in 2020, we didn't go to the movie theaters at all.
Nope.
And of course, the majority of it wouldn't
not.
have been advisable, and movies weren't even coming out that much in movie theaters. We actually did, though, spend money on a movie. I did buy one movie this year because it wasn't on a streaming service. You had to kind of buy it outright, and that was the Bill and Ted movie.
It was so good.
In which case, it was good, but
the Bill and Ted movie was really good.
It's my number 3, but yes, it's a very good movie. If you like the Bill and Ted movies, they are great. It's actually a good contemporary movie, too. Like, it holds up well now.
Yeah.
But real quick, we'll go over the top kind of 10, and then we'll go the long list of every single movie that we watched last year. So going on here, keep in mind, these are movies we watched in 2020. It doesn't necessarily mean they came out in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I know The Handmaiden was an older movie, but I thought it was awesome. I had no idea what it was kind of going into it.
There were so many twists. It was great.
And it's a good twist, comedic twist.
It was just like a very good movie overall.
You also have Palm Springs, which is probably the best Groundhog reoccurring day movie ever, I think.
It stars the guy from Lonely Island.
Best known for the Lonely Island stuff. We then have an anime movie, Weathering You.
It was so good.
Which, is the classic guy that did 5 centimeters per second and all the other...
and Your Name.
So we watched Weathering You. 1917 wasn't a movie that we were really that much looking forward to, but people kept talking about, of course, the long shot and how it was produced, and that was interesting to me.
That movie was just really good. It was very intense.
Yeah, and because of that one-shot nature, yeah, it's very intense. And then watching it, in 4K HDR, they do an extremely great job with the lighting and the cinematography.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's just great. We were blown away. And usually we wouldn't put a war movie at all in our top 10, let alone even watch it. But it was
usually
great.
we wouldn't bother to watch it, but it was really good.
We also got Hamilton, which, once again, of course, it's been on Broadway forever. We've listened to it numerous times. It was supposed to come out in theaters at the end of 2020, but, I don't want to say thankfully towards COVID, but they released it sooner on the streaming service. So that was great to be able to finally watch Hamilton and see the awesome stage production and stage design, because that's really what I was been looking forward to for a very long time.
Yeah, it was really good.
My number 7 is going to be Sonic the Hedgehog, which is a decent movie.
It was decent. Yeah, it was cute. It was
I would
funny.
hate this. I don't want to heighten this, but the idea of the first trailer, nobody liking the design, them going, okay, we listen to you, we're going to take it back to the shop, retool it. It made it better. It's a better looking Sonic, and it's still a solid movie.
And if only that type of stuff could work with things that actually matter rather than just entertainment.
And then we also have Knives Out, which is the classic whodunit murder mystery thing, which
He watched that. I didn't care.
I liked it, and I actually went back and watched some other classic movies, which I'll probably highlight when we scroll down. Next movie, guys, Project Power, which is that Netflix movie, which was good. It was very good, and Guns Akimbo, which is also, these are kind of just action movies that are just solid, and I thought they were rather engaging and just had cool premises and were very visceral and realistic and kind of gory-ish, because that's just more fun to watch as opposed to PG-13 stuff.
Did I bother doing a top 10 for movies? I don't think I did.
You did. You had...
Oh, okay.
Did I have it here? Maybe I...
It's...
Boop-a-doop-boop, my top 10. Yes, there we go, Rose.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Old Guard.
So, yeah, Rose's has basically the kind of same as mine, but she really liked the Old Guard, which was another, Netflix film.
It was a Netflix film. It was kind of just totally zeroed in on, so many of the things that I like.
Mm-hmm.
Like Immortals and Yeah, it was just good.
Just really good. And once again, just like Project Power, like Netflix is having these really great movies come straight to their service.
They are, yeah.
Even Bright? Was Bright the one like a year or so
Bright
ago?
was on Netflix.
Yeah, that was.
I think they're still planning on doing a sequel.
Maybe. But no,
now.
What else? So now we're just gonna go straight down the list of the stuff that we watched movie-wise. Just highlighting stuff. Most of the things we didn't really enjoy that much. I'll say I got into the Paddington movies because once again I had more than enough time. Cute movies. Gemini Man was really cool because it was one of the movies that was like shot with 60 frames per second. So it's like hyper realistic.
I didn't watch that.
No, you didn't watch it, but I think I showed you frames.
Oh, yeah. You showed me clips. It was the way that it's filmed, it looks like a TV novella. Yeah,
it's just really, really awesome. Let's see, we got here a bunch of just follow-ups of stuff. Flight of Dragons, which is a classic animated
series. Oh, yeah, I made you watch that.
Yeah, once again, more than enough time. One of the things is like, have you seen this? No, I haven't. Well, we have the time, so we watched it.
It was so nostalgic. It was great. Actually, that was before lockdown, because Andy came over here and watched it with us.
You have Three Christs, which is a movie that most people probably haven't heard of, which was actually very interesting.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
You also have, what else I got here? Frozen 2, we weren't that big of fans of.
I liked it, but it didn't blow us away like the first one did.
Just going down here. We watched a bunch of DC movies, like Superman and Batman stuff, which were mildly entertaining.
Meh.
The next Jumanji movie, which was solid. What else we got here? Oh, the newest Star Wars.
Nesha was really good. I really enjoyed that.
She liked it a lot, yes. It's
because I super got into the wuxia genre. Which is like Chinese fantasy and stuff. I finally read the MXTX novels of Heaven Official's Blessing and Scum Villain and Modazushi. So into that genre right now.
We watched the newest Star Wars, and once again, you could tell how it was like either rewritten or redone numerous times.
You could tell it passed through several hands.
And they were trying to appease everybody and appeasing nobody.
It was a too many cooks type situation.
What else we got down here? Some just action movies. Rewatching some classic stuff like Demolition Man. Scoop was actually good.
Scoop was cute.
DC one. Oh, bye-bye, puppy. We will say the worst movie of the year, which we want to highlight, is Artemis Fowl.
Oh, God!
That
was just like... Imagine the worst teenage Drek movie of just whatever young adult novel adaptation that you can imagine, and then just make it look alright, but then just incoherent and boring and what's the plot? Why am I supposed to like this kid?
Yeah,
no, this is stupid.
It wasn't good.
No.
Whatever. But once again, we were kind of watching everything we could. Going back and watching stuff. I watched Wayne's World, Blues Brothers, finding the old rips of these and watching them. Underwater, I thought was very, very good.
I remember that Kristen Stewart starred in that, and then at the end there's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it was very good.
Really cool. It's was that? And then the person confirmed it. Yeah, it was that. And we're hey.
We also have Journey to the China, the Mystery of the Iron Mask.
Oh my God, that was just a mess.
There's definitely a series of movies coming out now, and I want to see. Cosmic Sin was one that Bruce Willis was in this year that I kind of just gave up on, where it's these things are being algorithmically made.
Yeah, it's the plots are algorithmically
you know what
generated.
scenes are going to happen, you know what the characters are and what they're about to say.
It's pathetically predictable and entirely unlogical.
And when they have 17 studios or executive producers of people putting the money up for them, it's very interesting.
That's a kinder word than I would choose.
Mulan was kind of, as you see, underwhelming.
Yeah, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't.
Imagine if Aladdin didn't have any magic or anything in it at all. Mulan, should have had some of that still, especially with the dragon and everything. They needed to kind of keep it.
It was not a good adaptation of either the legend that it's based on or the original Disney movie. It was not a good adaptation of either of those things. And as I said, I recently got into the genre that it technically would be considered potentially a part of. Not really. Wuxia has more magic.
SpongeBob movie was decent, which once again...
I didn't want to watch that, and then you were watching it, and I'm I actually like this. Damn it.
They're not bad movies. They're not.
No, they're not.
And we're not SpongeBob fans at all. Never watched the show. I
dislike SpongeBob though.
Yeah. We got the Cats movie, which is as bad as
It
everybody's.
was just a mess.
Like,
yeah.
but not the worst movie. Artemis Fowl still the worst movie compared
Definitely.
to that. So
I'd rather watch Cats again than
I give
Artemis
Cats
Fowl.
props on technical prowess. Fat Man, which is very interesting.
Oh, it's funny.
Boss Level, which is also another Groundhog type movie, but definitely action based and actually very cool.
Yeah, that one was cool.
Tenet, once again, one of the big movies they were hoping to be like, this is going to bring everybody back in the theaters, and it
wasn't. It was very underwhelming.
Continued meh.
They hyped it up and made it feel like you were gonna end up seeing a movie like Inception. It could have been, but it was not.
It was not that great.
No.
And then you got Jingle Jangle, which is kind of cool, like a new wave of like holiday movies and content coming to Netflix, not for the usual demographics.
It was really good, and obviously we're not the target audience, but I think for the target audience, excellent movie. Like, that is a great movie to show your kids.
Then we have Wonder Woman, which is okay, and Soul, which was okay too.
Wonder Woman 1982, specifically, not the first.
84?
84? Numbers.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the first Wonder Woman. The first Wonder Woman, chef's kiss.
So that's my problem.
1984.
But that's all the movies we watched. Not that great notable ones. Once again, watched a lot of content. Movies didn't really stand out. TV did. We'll get to TV at some point, or if you watch it or haven't watched it, that's really where we watched a lot of really good high quality content. But yeah, for movies, we watch 80. We usually average 60 a year, so we just had more time. And one thing is all movies that I watched, Rose doesn't necessarily watch all of these movies.
I don't think there are any movies that I watched. Oh wait, no, I did watch it too. I think that's the only movie I watched last year that you did not watch.
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
It was all right. The first one was better, but, it was fine.
But, yeah, that's it for the movies for 2020. Once again, I will say those top 10, try to, maybe watch them if you're just looking for another person to recommend them. Do that. Everybody has a streaming service. If you have at least one or have a family member that has the other, we all know what to do. But, as always, thank you, everybody, for watching, and we'll catch you next time.